Y muy bien, ¿qué tal están? Sean todos bienvenidos a este nuevo video de Alan Wake, American Nightmare. Vamos a continuar donde donde dejamos.
He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
I better find Dr. Meadows' car. That's where the camera should be.
¿Por dónde entraba yo? Vale, como Pedro por su casa. Pero no es tan simple, ¿verdad? Tenemos aquí la escopeta chismasa. La que ya tengo, ¿vale? Perdón. Perdón. ¿Hola? ¿Ya?
Oh, praise be. You guys are coming through for me. A pretty little light just started blinking on my board here, and that means
Estoy en una
there's a
casita.
caller out there. You know, when the hours stretch into eternity like this, when it feels like I'm stuck in a rut and just reliving the same endless night over and over again, I feel genuinely touched by someone actually reaching out to me, breaking the monotony. I just want you to know that it really matters to me. Caller, you're on the air. You suck, Eddie! Did you know that this is my dream job? True fact.
Vamos. Estoy tranquilamente, bueno, en una casita. Y de repente llega un weón y me empieza a tirar. Me empiezan a ver. Luego ya tenemos a este otro mongólico. Si queremos listo. Página. La doctora Meadows, creo que es este, ¿no? Nueva realidad, fragmento 1.
The atmosphere in the projection booth at the drive-in was charged, almost unreal. Despite that, the air felt cool and refreshing this late at night. It'd been a hot day. The summer was nearing its end, but it wasn't over yet.
La atmósfera en la cabina de proyección del cine al aire libre estaba cargada, casi surrealista. A pesar de eso, el aire estaba frío, refrescante a esta hora de la noche. Había sido un día caluroso. El verano casi había acabado, pero no del todo. ¿Qué raro? ¿No estaba leída? Bueno, la doctora
When
Meadows.
Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating.
Cuando la doctora Rachel Meadows recibió la llamada de Michael diciéndole que se diese prisa para llegar al observatorio, no perdió el tiempo. Había sido una fiesta agradable y se lo había pasado bien, pero su vida social siempre estaba en segundo lugar ante los misterios del espacio. Michael nunca apareció, por supuesto. Había parado en la zona de descanso equivocada. Ella ni siquiera pensó en él en ese momento. El fenómeno estelar era demasiado fascinante. Vale. Parece que no había leído el anterior, no pasa nada. Si ven movimiento o escuchan cosas, está la luna atrás, está conmigo, ¿no? No sé por dónde andará, pero la traje conmigo porque, bueno, estoy solo en la casa, entonces tengo que cuidarla, ¿no? Así que por eso. Escuchar movimiento se debe a ello. Tenemos por aquí más notas. Ahí lo pueden escuchar. Éxito.
As a storyteller, my first real love was crime. And it was in that genre that I finished my first novel, starring the perpetually miserable Alex Casey, whose entire life was a wound that never healed. The books sold as fast as they hit the shelves. I wrote 5 more Alex Casey books and they all were bestsellers. I became rich. I became famous. Success brought pressure, and I didn't handle it very well.
Como contador de historias, mi primer amor verdadero fue el crimen, y en ese género terminé mi primera novela, con protagonista al... et- mi primera novela, con protagonista al eternamente miserable Alex Casey, cuya vida al completo era una herida que nunca cicatrizó. Los libros se vendieron rápido cuando llegaron a las tiendas. Escribió otros 5 libros de Alex Casey y todos fueron superventas. Me hice rico, me hice famoso. El éxito trajo consigo presión y yo no supe soportarla muy bien. Ok, me preocupa la luna porque, bueno, la escucho ahí y tal. No sé si está bien, está mal. Hola, boys. Todo bien. Página. Vale. Verdades cosmológicas.
There are places where our world is worn thin and another reality brushes against ours. One such site is Cauldron Lake near Bright Falls, Washington. But there are others. That other reality is dark, vast, and malleable, always in flux. In its depths dwell vast forces and alien energies. They're dangerous. But in one of these places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
Hay lugares donde nuestro mundo es muy frágil y otra realidad se enfrenta a la nuestra. Cauldron Lake es uno de esos lugares, cerca de Bright Falls en Washington, pero hay otros. En esa otra realidad es oscura, vasta y manejable, siempre fluyendo. En sus profundidades yacen rudas fuerzas y energías alienígenas. Son peligrosas, pero en uno de estos lugares, ¿sabes cómo? Puedes canalizar el poder de ese lugar y usarlo para moldear la realidad. ¿Entrar? Yes. Hay muchas páginas últimamente. La oscuridad.
The darkness rose from the depths of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage. I complied, but with a twist. I put in a loophole that gave me a chance to fight back. I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in the dark place below Cauldron Lake.
La oscuridad emergió de las profundidades de Cauldron Lake y se llevó a Alice. Necesitaba palabras. Necesitaba que yo escribiese su entrada a este mundo. Ella era una herramienta, un rehén. Yo accedí, pero con una pequeña trampa. Una salida que no daba la posibilidad de contraatacar. Sombríos enemigos me acechaban, pero me enfrenté a la oscuridad. Luché ante ella con luz. La rechacé. Salvé a Alice, pero tenía un precio. Estaba atrapado en el lugar oscuro bajo Cauldron Lake. Escucho así como movimiento por ahí. Escucho como aire raro, ¿no? ¿Cuántas veces necesito aquí? 15. Y ya puedo. ¿Qué es esto? Fusil de caza. Ah, bobo. Tenemos fusil de caza disponible, ¿no? Así que lo vamos a dejar ahí. ¿Saben qué? Vamos a usarlo. A fin de cuentas luego puedo conseguir lo que es lo que es más munición y tal. Nada por aquí. Aquí no estaba el auto. Aparentemente ya no. Voy a ir hacia allá. Al observatorio. Vamos a ver el punto de control. Por aquí veo cositas. Los
The
poseídos.
taken may well be the tool the darkness favors over any other. At some point, they used to be human, but whatever humanity they once had is long gone. Now they're just shells covered and filled by darkness. The taken Mr. throws at me are more grotesque and varied than the ones I first encountered in Bright Falls. But I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying if I said they don't frighten me. But I've survived worse. I can't let them stop me.
Los poseídos pueden ser la herramienta preferida de la oscuridad. En algún momento fueron humanos, pero cualquier resto de humanidad que hubiese en ellos hace tiempo que se volatilizó. Ahora son solo caparazones cubiertos y rellenos de oscuridad. Los poseídos que me lanza el señor Scratch son más grotescos y variados que los que encontré al principio en Bright Falls, pero sé cómo encargarme de ellos. Mentiría si dijese que no me asustan, pero he sobrevivido a cosas peores. No puedo permitir que me detengan. Y estos están evolucionados, ¿no? Te atacan de diferente. Por allá. Él nos inició. Vale. Vamos a revisar bien afuera antes de entrar. Que eventualmente tendremos que... Ahí veo cositas. Es para mí. Vale. Así que hay más cositas. Munición. Bengala, carabina. Vamos a ver. La naturaleza de las historias.
Stories come naturally to us. We can't help it. There are many different worlds, many competing realities within our heads, fueled by books, television, even barely remembered childhood tales. There's an endless supply of fictional concepts more familiar to us than anything or anyone real. We have a far greater connection to the fictional characters we know and love than the random people we pass on the street. Our destinies and inspirations are shaped by lies, myths, and fables.
Las historias nos vienen solas, no las podemos evitar. Hay muchos mundos diferentes, muchas realidades que compiten en nuestra cabeza, alimentadas por los libros, la televisión o incluso las ligeramente olvidadas fábulas de la niñez. Hay un suministro inacabable de conceptos ficticios más familiares para nosotros que nada o nadie real. Tenemos una conexión mucho mayor con los personajes ficticios que conocemos y amamos que con la gente con la que nos cruzamos en la calle. Nuestros destinos e inspiraciones son producto de las mentiras, mitos y fábulas. La verdad es que sí, en parte. A ver, la carabina es directa, digámoslo así, ¿no? Como que tarda. Esta. Me quedo con esta, ya que es la nueva, la que desbloqueamos.
I should find the camera before I talk to her.
Voy a encontrar la cámara antes de... Mierda, estaba por allá, ¿no? Poder tirarme por aquí. puedo, pero me puedo matar. Ya, y aquí tengo un para recuperarme la salud. Que no sé... Claro, me metí por donde sea, ¿no? En lugar de ir a donde debería venir. Creo que puede ser aquí. Adentro. ¿Aquí? ¿No? ¿Qué auto? Sí. Vale. Joder. No recuerdo. Esto no me lo sabía. Bueno, tranquila, cariño. Puedo haber recogido esto hace media hora. Venga. Hombres pollo persiguiéndome, creo. Sí. Vale, ahora tengo que encontrar, ¿no? Me tardo un poco. Lo pega bastante bien.
You! How dare you? No, wait. It isn't you, is it? I suppose you'd better come in. I'll unlock the door.
Thanks.
Gracias. So. Estamos aquí.
I know what you're thinking. Evil twin, supernatural powers. But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that.
Ah, okay.
Like this. Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic. Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists, you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style. Now this is more like it. You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody. The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me. I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy. But sometimes you just need the extra oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job. Also great for dismemberings and whatnot. You know, the messy jobs. I can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff. Okay, now, guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet? I want you to understand that. I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
Gilipollas. Vale. Mami.
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems like this has all happened before.
I have the replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
All right. Let's get it installed.
Vale. Vamos a ver si hay algo más por aquí. Vale, la cajita de munición solamente. Vamos a recogerla antes de cualquier cosa. 25. Está mal. Todos son 30 tiros. Venga. Estamos ready.
I think we can give this a go, although I have this strange feeling that something will
Don't
go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things. All of this is very strange to me.
Pues si quiere que suba, vamos. Así yo también me hago con unas explicaciones. Y entiendo un poquito más las cosas, ¿no?
Hello.
Oli.
I don't quite know what's going on, but I seem to remember having had this encounter before.
It's not deja vu, Doctor. This has happened before. We're caught in a time loop.
That's utterly insane. How could that be?
I can't really explain it. I suppose I could call it magic.
I don't believe in magic.
Neither do I, but I can't argue with what I've experienced. Listen, what matters now is the signal. The last time we only caught a part of it. I need the rest of it. Whether you believe me or not, you want to look into this as much as I do, right?
Yes. All right.
I realize that you have trouble believing this.
That's an understatement. I can't deny that what you say resonates with me on some level I don't pretend to understand. But for all I know, I'm simply delusional.
But it's not just you. I've experienced the same thing as you. Doesn't that prove something, at least?
Maybe. On the other hand, given your appearance, and the fact that you're trying to convince me that I'm not insane, perhaps you're merely a hallucination that accompanies my delusions.
You're not having a psychotic episode, Doctor. For what it's worth, I'm a skeptic by nature. I completely understand your reluctance to believe me.
There are people caught so deep in their psychosis that they retroactively manufacture memories and beliefs that conform to the situation at hand.
Sure, but you have to stop second-guessing yourself at some point, if you want to get something done.
Ok. Estamos listos. Ahora, si me permiten... Listo, que agarra cosas que no tiene que agarrar. Dejaría que haga lo que quiera, pero no puedo. No puedo. Porque si rompe alguna cosa o yo qué sé, pues... es un problema. Vamos con la pistola por ahora. Estoy cayendo de la silla. Mi silla se baja, ¿vale? Es de estas que se puede subir, bajar, tal. Que me baja sola. Así que eso es un... So. Creo que habría que ir por aquí. Por allá. Mira, un coso. No se puede subir a eso. Estaría chido en parte porque a fin de cuentas pues... por aquí no puedo volver. No me hice un atajo. Lo cual pues no está mal. A ver, amiguitos. Quiero cambiar, gracias. LOL. casi. ¿Dónde está el tipo de las granadas? Ahí está. A ti te buscaba, cabrón. Vamos a ver. Ahora yo debo ir hacia acá. Ahí adentro.
These beings hate the light, am I correct? You should be able to turn on the lights and secure the area that way.
Doctor, can you hear me? I think we're good to go.
All right, I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
Ah, qué bonito.
I guess they didn't like that.
Vale. Con calma. Yo lo llamo un baiteo. Vamos a ver, tenemos algo por aquí antes de continuar. Pudiendo. Solo por saberlo, solo por curiosidad, necesidad y esas cosas, ¿sabes? Fuera, fuera. Vale. Algo por este lado.
Shit. Wrong way.
Algo. Vamos a ver. Perdieron el lugar.
After my disappearance, they thought I was dead. I might as well have been. I know it's been 2 years. I know Alice has moved on. I've tried to find a way back to her, back to my life, but escaping the dark place is almost impossible. Time does strange things here, but dreams and radio signals can pierce the veil between the worlds. I catch glimpses and echoes of the world. Sometimes I send messages out. I can only pray that they hear them.
Después de mi desaparición, pensaron que estaba muerto. Ojalá lo hubiese estado. Sé que han pasado 2 años. Sé que Alice ha seguido adelante. He intentado encontrar la manera de volver a ella, pero volver a mi vida. Pero escapar del lugar oscuro es casi imposible. El tiempo juega malas pasadas allí. Pero los sueños y las señales de radio pueden rasgar el velo que existe entre los mundos. Percibí imágenes y ecos del mundo. A veces envío mensajes al exterior. Solo puedo rezar para que alguien los oiga. Vale, disculpen si hay mucho ruido tal, que me ven con... Pues... Me ven como moviéndome o cosas raras, pues... Que anda ahí ella mordiendo cosas. Hola boys. What's up boys? Recarguemos. Vale. Lo tengo aquí, son 40, ¿no? Sí, olvidarlo. A menos de que el ciclo se repita infinidad de veces, no voy a conseguir 40. ¿En serio justo ahora? Ah, de un momento. Vale. Ya estamos. Lo creo. Ábranme. Thank you, me estoy cayendo otra vez. Vamos a recargar.
It's working. Please, come up here.
Vale, vamos a subir pero agarrando municiones. No somos tontos. Tranquila, cariño, ya termino. Venga. Sí. Vamos a descubrir cuál es la señal.
You find the signal?
Yes, I don't think it's quite the same thing we had, the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though, if you don't mind.
Vale, gente. Estoy de vuelta. Se metió abajo y me movió los cables, me desconectó la cámara, por eso me vieron titilar, tal vez no. Vamos a ver, ¿qué
What's on your
piensas?
mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is. You seem to be quite adept at dealing with the situation. Why is that?
Yes, I was involved in... It's a complex story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange or even impossible ways. And I fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages. Was there anything else?
What did you mean when you said you have advantages?
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm not. I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality. Change things.
That's absurd.
But it works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
It's not quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will take advantage of your mistakes.
You really believe in this?
Don't look at me like that. You've experienced some of this yourself.
I will gladly admit that something exceedingly strange is going on. But this idea that you're somehow altering reality with your writing is ridiculous. You're essentially saying you're controlling my actions. Leaving aside the rational arguments against this, what gives you the right?
Well, it's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character. Are you saying that it's all right to take advantage of someone if they aren't aware of it?
Look, all I meant was that if you're genuinely making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you have, what practical difference does it make?
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be hangry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Ok, sí. Ok. ¿Dónde está?
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete, but it's another piece of the weapon he has built against his adversary. Mere words on a piece of paper, but in the right hands, they will hold back the darkness.
Vale. Vale, creo que estaríamos listos. Creo que lo podríamos ir dejando por aquí. Au. Luna sigue moviéndome y cosas.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well. He hopes to avoid that fate this time. He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
Vale, gente, vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Espero que les haya gustado este video. Si por favor apóyenlo con un like, dejen un comentario, suscríbanse si no están suscritos, recuerden que abajo en la descripción todos nuestras redes sociales, nuestros videos de Discord y mucho más. Y nos estaríamos viendo la próxima ocasión con más Alan Wake, American Nightmare. Hasta la próxima y adiós. Y fuera.